Hello, welcome to my channel. So this is Auntie Egusi former MySpace. So today I'm going to be making egusi soup, and if you can see, I've already started blending my peppers. I'm not using any form of tomatoes. I'm just going to be using peppers, scotch bonnet, and peppers, and I boiled them before I start using, and you can see, so that it will be easy to blend, because I don't really want it to be smooth. So I'm going to put that on the stove, and I'm going to reduce it and make it to boil it. Now you can see that it's reduced, it's thick, it's boiled, and then I'll show you the ingredients that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be using locust bean, which is called iru or dawa dawa. I'm going to be using crayfish. I'm going to be using prawn, and I'm going to be using melon. As you can see, I've washed my melon because I don't want to see those sand, And then that is the blended one, and I'm also going to be using mackerel fish. As you can see, I've done and prepped my assorted meat already. I have salt and I have my stock cubes. So now let's go to the soup itself. I'm using palm oil. I'm just going to put palm oil in my pot, and I'm just going to allow it to melt, and I'm going to add onions into it. Now I'm not going to fry the onion till it's brown. I'm just going to allow it to fry, and just to fry so that it can be infused in the oil. And then I'm going to grab my egusi, the melon, sorry, and I'm just going to start putting it in the pot. So you see how I'm going to be doing that, as if I want to fry akara. So if you look at the onion, I didn't allow it to get brown or burnt. I just fried it a little, and I start putting my melon inside. So my egusi is going into the pot, into the hot palm oil. Oh, okay, so I'm going to allow it to fry, and then you see what I'll do next. Now I'm just going to leave it, and that's why I'm using this pot, because it's non-stick, so it's not going to stick. So I'm just going to be checking to make sure that it's fried. I'll allow it to fry, then I will try and turn it to make sure that it's well fried. Then when I notice that it's well fried, and I can turn it easily, then I will start to break it a little bit. And that is what I'm trying to do now, to make sure that everything is fried. Oh, you will see, this is going to be super. Okay, so as you can see, my egusi is fried, and I'm just trying to break it a little, not just everything, but just to break it down a little and make sure that everything is fried. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to add my crayfish, and then I'm going to be adding my locust bean, which is also called iru or dawa dawa, and then my boiled peppers. Like I said, in this recipe, I'm not using any form of tomatoes. I'm just going to be using my peppers, and you can use the scotch bonnet. You notice I use only 2, but you can use 1, or you can decide not to use scotch bonnet at all. But I'm just going to use peppers to cook my egusi. So I'm going to allow it to fry a little bit more before I start adding my next ingredient. Now I'm adding my mackerel fish. You can use any fish of your choice, but today I'm using mackerel. I grilled the mackerel myself. I always like to debone and remove, and please be sure you debone everything. We don't want bone fish bones in the soup. So I've added my mackerel, and I'm just going to allow it to fry a little bit before adding my assorted meat. So I've added all my assorted, and if you notice, all my assorted, I make sure that I put a little bit of each of meat of different types into it so that I can get all the flavor into it. I have prepped, I have cooked, I have done everything I want for my meat. So I'm only going to add a little bit of water at this point. You can add your stock, or if you have stock, if you have stock, you can put it at this time, or you can just use water. I'm going to use water because I've already seasoned all the ingredients, all the meats that I used before. So now I've added my stock cubes and I'm adding my ugu. Now I don't get fresh ugu all the time where I am, so I have to make do of what I have. So when I get it, I prep it myself, cut fresh and washed, and then I put in the freezer. Now I'm just adding it. So if you have your own fresh one, you cut it and just put it. Or you can also use shoko for this recipe. So I've used ugu to cook my egusi soup. So now I'm going to taste it to make sure that it doesn't need any salt. If you need salt, you can add salt to your taste. And after that, I notice I need to put a little bit of salt, so I'm adding a little bit of salt to my taste, and I'm just going to stir it. Now the next thing is to add a little bit of water because I notice that it's still very thick and I want it to at my own consistency, and I'm allowing it to simmer for like 3 minutes before I will add my last ingredient, which is my prawn. And I always had this last so that it will be fresh and nice and to not be rubbery. So I added that now, and then I will allow it to simmer for like another 2.5 or 3 minutes, and my egusi soup is ready. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to share and to like. And please, if you try this recipe, please let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching and God bless. Bye.